Hello, everybody.
All right, this is Trenton Tolbert, 22302, violation of community control. First allegation is that reported using marijuana December 31. Do you understand that charge?
Yeah.
Second, that you used fake urine that you had saved from an earlier date in an attempt to pass a urine screen on January 2nd. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Smith?
Your Honor, I've had opportunity to discuss the alleged violations with Mr. Tolbert, and it is my understanding that at this time he does intend to plead guilty to both violations.
All right, is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
What's your plea to the allegations?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. What's the story?
I've been doing good up until then. Went out for New Year's, made some bad decisions. I accept the decisions I made. I know it was wrong.
Oh, why did you knew it was wrong before you did it, right? So why'd you do it?
Afraid of what I'm going through now, being put back in this position. Was hoping not to be back in this position, but everything that I did still led me here, so it was pointless.
I know, but where did you go New Year's Eve?
I was out with friends,
Who? Who were you with?
coworkers, people I usually hang out with.
That you knew used drugs?
They do, yeah.
What?
Yes.
Okay, so why did you go out with them
I
if you
thought I
knew
had-
they used drugs?
I thought I'll have better self-control, but didn't have the
Well, did you
self-control.
go out with them in the last 2.5 years?
Yes.
Okay. Why are you hanging around with people that use drugs when you're on probation for the violations or the crimes you committed?
Because usually I have better self-control around the people, but due to it being, the holiday season, I kind of
What did that have to do with it?
loosely.
Huh?
So I was
What did the holiday season have to do with it?
I was more easily influenced, I believe.
Why did you try to bring in the fake urine?
I just wasn't being honest with my probation officer and with myself at the time, and thought that was a better idea than just being honest.
Why? Why is that a better idea?
It wasn't at all, but I just tried to avoid jail time. But
How'd
I
that
said,
work out?
Yeah, it didn't work out in my favor at all. So
Okay. What is it? What do you mean that you had saved it from an earlier date? What earlier date?
like before I went out for New Year's,
You got it before you went out for New Year's?
yes,
So you knew when you went out for New Year's, it wasn't your lack of self-control you intended to use, that's why you bought the fake urine.
it was more so like a backup in case.
Backup. So you intended to use, come on. You don't go to the trouble, where'd you buy that crap?
I didn't buy it. It was before. Like I haven't been using this whole time. So
Where did you get the fake urine?
myself?
Your Honor, for clarity, I believe it's probation's understanding, and it's my understanding that the urine that was presented to probation was the defendant's own urine that had been saved in a container from a date prior to the marijuana use.
What date?
The day before I went out for New Year's Eve.
Okay, so on December 30th, you knew you were gonna go out on December 31st and smoke pot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it wasn't like you were just with a group of people and all of a sudden this was in front of you and you had no self-control. You actually executed a plan to smoke pot and try to con your probation officer into believing you didn't, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it wasn't a slip-up, it was a plan.
Well, I let all my friends know that I'm on probation, so I wasn't expecting them to
So
just,
those are good friends. They knew you were on probation and they had you smoking pot.
right.
Those are some friends you should hang around with more because they're going to lead to greater success in your life. Now you're sitting in jail for 2 weeks and you haven't been at work in 2 weeks. Are your friends still at work? Good
sir.
friends. How many of them come to see you? None of them. How many have contacted you? None of them. Where do you live?
Cleveland, down the street from my job, actually.
Okay. Who do you live with?
My mother, back there.
Right where? You shaking your head. Okay.
Back there.
Okay. I'm sure she's happy to be here today. What type of work were you doing?
Work in the hospital, do food transportation, deliver
Okay.
food to the patients.
How old are you?
24.
What's your plan?
I was in the middle of getting a new job at the hospital. What's it called? Nursing assistant, and try to move up there. Try to stay in the hospital field, medical field.
So whose pot was it?
My friend,
Who?
like, um, what was his name? Joe.
Joe? Joe? Joe?
Oh, Joe.
Come on, think of something quick.
Emmanuel.
Huh?
Joe, Emmanuel. A couple of my friends from work. It was just a couple.
Okay.
It wasn't like a big group.
Where did Joe Emanuel, if that's his name, get the pot from?
A friend of theirs.
Who?
I wasn't with them when they had it. I just was around them when they had it. Wasn't around them when they got it.
So how do you know he got it from a friend?
Well, I don't know exactly where they got it from.
You don't know.
No.
Isn't that sort of a problem that you don't know?
Yes,
Why is it a problem if you don't know?
because it could have been dangerous.
Why?
Could have not just been what they said it was. I guess they're just, not people that care about my well-being, so probably shouldn't be around people that don't care about me.
So what am I supposed to do with you?
Well, like I've been clean this whole time, so I could just continue to just be clean and get,
Well, not the whole time, right?
well, not the whole time, but
Okay.
for the last 2 years.
So you didn't like that part of it? You decided that you wanted to go back to the old way?
Not at all.
Well, sure you did, because you contemplated this for 24 hours and decided to do it. So is there some reason I should keep you on probation when you made a conscious decision you didn't want to do this stuff anymore?
I can show you that I can have self-control. I can stay away from people that aren't helping me.
Well, you're awful convincing, I'll tell you that. You're really winning me over with your presentation here about how I should believe exactly what you're saying.
If there's anything that you want me to do, then I don't know.
Well, I already told you what I wanted you to do twice, and you didn't do it. So why is it up to me to tell you what to do? Do you not know what to do?
I do.
Then why don't you do it?
I will if given the chance.
Okay, you've been given 2 chances, so why haven't you done it? I mean, the reason you didn't do it the second time is because you didn't want to. Otherwise, you wouldn't have planned ahead by 24 hours to store some urine and smoke dope the next day. So you didn't want to do it. How long have you been in jail?
In total or just?
No. Now, how long have you been in right now?
2 weeks, 14 days.
What value have you gotten from being in jail for the last 14 days?
I can see that that's not a place I want to be. Everyone's in there just sick or.
All right, well, but the last time you were here in March of 23, you'd been in for 95 days. Why is it in this 14 days you realize that you don't want to be there?
Because I've came farther from when I was here the first time. I don't want to lose what I've gained in these last 2 years.
Did you get a license?
I just in December can legally get my license, so I was going to pay everything off here and start paying on my license so I can
Pay off what here?
I have like a couple $100 left in
Okay.
probation fees to pay.
How long had you been working?
I've been there for the last 2 years. Now I'm
So
just
why
now-
haven't you paid these things off yet, these fines?
I was getting, my probation officer told me if I pay everything off and get my legal license, then I would be able to, or she would ask if I can get off of probation. I was on the,
Well,
everything
you
was,
certainly screwed that up,
yeah,
right? Do you like being on probation?
not at all.
And why didn't you listen to her?
I was paying stuff off. Since I've been here the last couple months, I've given her some money
Okay.
towards that.
Did you tell her that, that it wasn't, that was your urine?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not finished with my question yet, okay? When she confronted you that it was 112 degrees, what did you tell her?
I asked her, what do you mean? And she told me that that's not possible to have.
Because you'd be dead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what did you tell her about that?
I confess, I told her yes.
You told her you had a cold, right?
Oh,
Huh?
yes.
Why did you do that?
Panic. Afraid, scared.
When you were here originally in August of 22, you were told to get a drug and alcohol evaluation. Where did you do that?
Cats.
And what did they recommend?
Meetings, I
Okay?
believe.
When you were here last time in March of 23, did you go to Ohio Recovery Center?
Yes.
And what'd you do there?
Is it that, the treatment center? Cats?
I don't know, I didn't go there, I mean,
Yeah,
Okay,
so I had to go through, group meetings. We all spoke on what our problem was and worked through them.
what was your problem?
Alcohol.
So if your problem is alcohol, then why are you smoking pot? Because you don't have a problem with it, it was just alcohol?
Yes. So,
That's a bad answer.
or,
That's a bad answer.
no.
Okay.
I have just a substance abuse problem, I guess.
Then you should probably quit hanging around your dopey friends and smoke pot. You should probably do that. If you got a substance abuse problem, you probably ought not to use substances, especially when you plan ahead by a day. Or you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's up to you. All right, you're going to stay on community control. 14 days in the jail with credit for 14, no drugs or alcohol. You're going to get into an intensive outpatient program, complete it and follow all the recommendations. Full employment, get the license, pay the costs and supervision fees. Anything else, Ms. Crook?
No, Your Honor.
Besides this case, how many times have you been in jail on other cases?
Once before,
Once where?
Parma, I believe.
How long ago?
First violation, so 2 years ago.
Okay. Do you like sitting over here?
No.
Okay. Well, why don't, then here's a suggestion. Why don't you do what you're supposed to do and not sit over here?
All rise.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.